We have another cross-country snowstorm moving through the United States this week, and this will be impacting a little bit further north than the previous storm system with many of the same impacts. We're still talking about potential blizzard conditions, we're still talking about heavy snowfall, we're still talking about a severe weather threat in the south and flood threat in the northeast. So let's go through all of it, starting off here with our current hazards issued by the National Weather Service. We currently have winter weather advisories and some winter storm warnings in the Central Plains, but that will be expanding into the Great Lakes region where we will be seeing most of those impacts. But we also have some flood advisories from our previous storm system in the Northeast. We will be seeing a repeat of that with this system as well. So let's take a look here at the WPC forecast for this storm, the Winter Storm Severity Index, and we're looking at some major population centers with a major winter storm impact risk, including Chicago, including Milwaukee as well. We're also talking about some moderate impacts in some other cities, such as the Detroit area, as well as into portions of northern Indiana, such as Gary. Now, most of this storm will be pertained to those areas, that is the area of the heaviest snowfall, but we could see some other impacts, including in the Northeast. We could be seeing the same thing as last time, a little bit of snow to start and then transitioning into rain, although some areas of northern New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine may stay snow a lot longer than the previous storm system. We also have our flood threat here. This is day 3, which is Friday to Saturday, and we are talking about a slight risk already posted for the I-95 corridor from Boston all the way down to Baltimore. So that is something we have to watch out for with this storm. Now, moving on to the SPC, we have an enhanced risk same day, Friday, Saturday, issued from North Carolina all the way down through Alabama. This is because of another line of thunderstorms that will be moving through the area. So let's take a look at this storm system, what we have going on right now. We have a low pressure here. That is a Clipper system, but we have this area of a disturbance here. That's going to be sliding through the Intermountain West and popping out into the Central Plains where we have some light snow starting here on Thursday, but Friday is really our main day with this storm. A very quick hitting snowstorm. We have this heavy snow band moving through Iowa, and then eventually we'll see all of that moisture getting transported into the U.S. from the Gulf of Mexico, and we could be seeing areas like Chicago start as rain and then switch over to heavy snow on that back end as the storm starts to wind up. Now, at the same time, we'll be seeing, as that moisture gets transported into the United States, this line of thunderstorms developing right around midday on Friday, and that will be extending across Alabama into the East Coast, and that is where our main tornado and high wind event is going to be. But the storm will linger across much of the northern tier of the country, Minnesota through into Ohio, and then eventually into the Northeast. We'll see some snow to rain impacts there, including more heavy rain in the Northeast. We could be talking about another 1.5 to 2 inches of rain in some spots. So let's take a look here at the snow impacts and my snow predictions. So we are currently looking at a pretty wide swath of 0 to 3 inches from as far west as the Dakotas and Nebraska all the way through into Maine, with that main area of snow, that those pinks and purples, that's your 6 to 12 inches in pink and your 12 to 24 inches in purple. That is going to be from basically the Omaha-Lincoln area of Nebraska all the way through portions of Michigan, both the lower peninsula and the upper peninsula, as well as some lake effect after this event in areas such as Pennsylvania and New York. But most of the Northeast should be pretty light on the snow accumulations, except for that lake effect snow event. We're really talking less than 1/2 foot for many areas of the Northeast. But the Great Lakes region is going to get hammered with this storm. Do not count out Chicago for a foot of snow with this event. So a very high impact event that's going to be impacting in a very short amount of time. We're talking less than 18 hours for this whole storm to go through the region. So that is definitely something we are looking for this week before potentially a East Coast snowstorm next week. Hopefully that will be what our next longer video is going to be talking about. But I hope you all enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, please consider subscribing and hitting that follow button. But I'll see you guys very soon.